So here we are today in downtown Reudnitz. Und wir werden heute eine kleine Zeitreise machen. When I first came here, this is where I lived for a couple of years. In this area, Reudnitz. And this used to be called Straße der Befreiung. And now it's called... I've forgotten what it's called. It's got another name, a non-socialist name anyway. Anyway, we're going to go down to the old building and have a look. This is a monument from the war in the Franco-Prussian War in 1871, I believe. It's in memory of the fallen sons of Reudnitz in that war, and I think there's a few names. It's been a bit unkempt at the moment. You don't see war memorials in Germany about the First or Second World War, as far as I know. And we can say here that Ernst Heilmann, Julius Kornagel, irgendjemand Koch, Fritschke, Otto Rühne ist das, sind alle gefallen. One of them was a sergeant. It's unusual to see sergeant and not Feldwebel, but I guess that's to do with the war. J.A. Wagner, auch ein Sergeant. Gustav Papst, a private soldier. Alexander Bernhard, Ober, Pionier. Ist auch interessant. Anyway, this is a little park. It's Lilienstrasse und so. The Lilienstrasse. You couldn't imagine how different this looks now to what it did, and it's already pretty, dilapidated looking now. It is nothing like it was. Gonna stroll down here, die Lilienstrasse, and have a look at the Lilienstrasse. I used to walk this every day, of course, going to and from the school and Gutenbergplatz, which is not that far away. A couple of stops on the tram. And this one's the Kapellenstrasse, if I haven't forgotten. Yes, it is. And Reudnitz, it was a real... This park here is about 10 times bigger than I remember it to be. Well, maybe they've knocked buildings down and planted a few trees, I don't know. It is 30 years ago. Hardly anyone's fucking German anymore. This area has been taken over by Arabs and Turks, I think. Reudnitz. When I lived here, the Reudnitzer Rechte were here. They were a group of neo-Nazis. They weren't very friendly either. a bit cool today. It's only about 12 degrees or something. I've got a jumper in my bag actually, but I won't put it on yet because I'm keeping fairly warm when I'm walking around. Can't believe how big this park is. In my mind, it was one sort of one tiny block. And the Flax and Saxon girls used to come here and plant flowers in the spring when all these trees weren't here, or at least weren't so large. And they'd plant pansies and stuff like that. That wasn't there either. There's a lot of stuff about the park there that was a building. I guess that's what happened. A lot of these buildings were no longer salvageable. They just knocked them down. And they saved quite a lot. I mean, in a huge amount. Now, all these buildings here, they're all, you know, late 19th century, early 20th century. And, yeah, here we are in the Lilienstrasse. Spätverkauf, Reudnitzer Ecke. Reudnitzer corner shop. And we're going to go up to number 27 and see where I used to live. And you can see now from here that it's well, it was renovated in the mid-90s actually, so it would be an older renovation, this building. And it's ridiculous to think it's 33 years ago, and it'd be just about exactly 33 years ago that I first came here in April or May 1990 for a visit, and stayed for years. But this kind of this flat here, which I shared with Astrid, you know, moved in to stay for a couple of weeks or a week or whatever it was on the sofa, and I ended up staying for 7 years. You know, it feels quite formative for me. This is sort of what Leipzig is in a way, with a Land Rover, as there is. Das Eckerhaus here, that's where I lived, on the ground floor. The last time I did. Oh no, I have lived in another place on the ground floor. And that street up there is now called Reudnitz. It used to be Erich Feldstrasse, but they removed all the commie names, you know. It's have a quick look. Maybe take a photo. I'll put up a couple of photos later, or you know, eventually, whenever it is I get around and making these videos. It could be a couple of years. This used to be the Lilienstrasse, which was a restaurant, but it had never been open since the end of the Second World War. Now it's an office or something like that. But the whole time we lived here, everyone was going, "Oh, das wollen wir wieder aufmachen," and so. But they didn't. Sprachschule. It's a language school. I'll have to go in there and have a look. But, I'll put up some of these old photos. So this building here, and that one over there. That building here is using a very similar green paint that they used to use in GDR times. It's like it's a leftover, but I can tell you, and I put up some comparison photos of now and then, you know, it's amazing that these buildings even survived. They were just bricked up, abandoned, glass falling out, the whole thing. Places in the Lilienstrasse, which is just behind us here, they didn't survive at all, you know. Yeah, so that was the lounge room there, lounge room, bedroom sort of thing. Yeah, you know, it was noisy, it was cold, all that stuff, but it's all part of the thing, you know. I just went inside because it says it's a language school, and but they only teach German. And she said, "Oh, you don't need German lessons. You're a German." I said, "No, I'm not." Anyway, I'm going to say goodbye to the Lilienstrasse. This may well be the last time I ever come here, and that would be quite okay, really.